All right, welcome back guys. Part 2 of our kettlebell swing basics video here for the Make Every Rep Count series. We're going to talk about the setup for the kettlebell swing. We're going to do some pull and park drills. We'll show you what that's about. So as far as our setup goes, we set up pretty similar to what we did in the last video with the deadlift, but this time Lauren's going to set her feet back just about a foot or so away from the bell. She still has her feet outside of her hips. She maintains a nice neutral spine, nice tight core. She establishes really good posture, and then she'll use that same technique with the hip hinge to get down to that bell. So she'll do a nice little hip hinge. She'll reach out for that bell. Now whenever she sends those hips back and slightly down, notice that her shins have not changed any angles. They're still perpendicular to the floor. Her knees are nice and strong over her ankles. As she sends those hips back, she is loaded on her hamstrings and on her glutes, as well as her back, which is very important. That is very crucial for the kettlebell swing. The other thing that we'll notice is she has a nice little straight arrow, straight line from her shoulder through her hands, through the bell, all the way down to the ground. That is also very critical to understand that you want a nice straight arrow from that shoulder down to the bell. The other thing that we'll notice is she has turned her elbow pits to be pointing ahead of her. What that does is that loads up her lats, turns on her lats, and packs in her shoulders. Is incredibly crucial. All right, so we've done the setup now, and I understand the setup is critical for this. In order for you to get the most bang for your buck out of every rep, you want to make sure that you set up that first rep as efficiently as you can. So we've gone over that, loading up the hips, reaching out for that bell. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do just a few pull and parks, and this helps us understand how important it is to have the lats involved with this in order to keep the shoulders nice and strong and to connect that bell through the arm all the way into our core and all the way into our hips. So we'll have Lauren set up like she just did in the last whole part here. She'll set up, she'll send her hips back, she'll grab her bell, she'll make sure that everything is turned on, and then when she is ready for it, she'll simply pull that bell through the top of the triangle there, and then let the bell just kind of pendulum back down. So notice as she pulls that bell through, it comes up nice and high, and her forearms are hitting her upper thighs. Also understand that this is not a slow motion as far as the initial pull, the initial height pass. It is a ballistic, fast motion because you're trying to load up those hips and those hamstrings in order to get that first initial swing. So Lauren, do a really passive kind of pull. See how that bell just kind of barely gets up off the floor? Once we do that bell, that's it, yeah, because after a while it gets dangerous, because that bell, that weight is way down here, and really our center of gravity, our point of gravity is up towards the belly button, so it gets really compromising for the spine. So understand that as we pull that bell through, you're looking for your forearms to hit your upper thighs and your upper arms to pull into those ribs and trying to pull that bell as far back behind you as you possibly can, and that'll set us up for the continuous swing.